Alright, welcome back to another little Volcano Road talk. And without further ado, let's get started here in the very beautiful Porsche 718 Cayman GTS 2018. And it sounds good. I mean, all cars sound good in Forza Horizon 5, no lie about it. But alright, so one thing I already want to get clear is it's not it's not been long. Actually, it's been one video since we started this series. And first of all, I love this series. This is definitely something I want to do a lot, and I hope you guys like it too. But we've got to do some things, or better to say, I've got to do some things. All you got to do is watch it if you like it, of course. And first of all, I want to go a bit more into the stats of the cars. When I say I want to talk about the stuff, I want to talk about the cars. And since we have this new format, we have time to do so. So first of all, before in the C63S video, I didn't talk about that many numbers. Of course, I'll be making sure that the Google Doc sheet is available for you guys so you can compare all the cars and their ratings, etc. But I mean, let's get right into it. First of all, when I was driving this car, the feeling was great. In the corner, I could feel instantly the difference. I mean, this car only weighs 1,422 kilograms versus the 1,799 that the CS63 weighed. It has a little bit less power at 366 horsepower versus the 510 of the CS63, but really it's not notable. Of course, the weight makes a difference, but it's not noticeable, let me tell you. The car has a rating of 797. The C63 actually had a rating of 783, which is interesting because, again, this car is slightly higher rated, mostly because of its driving capabilities, the way it feels on the road. It's really, the point of gravity, the center of gravity is really low. As we're following this car here with huge smoke trails going all the way up the Volcano Road with with the drift on. Anyways, so even though this car has just 10 higher rating and a lot less power, it feels so completely different. The torque is only 413 Newton meters, while the C63S had a 700. That's interesting because, well, when I was driving the C63S, I didn't feel like the back end was spinning a lot. Of course, this feels less, it's spinning, but it doesn't feel that much more planted than I thought it would. It's just an interesting remark. Also, another thing to mention is on all the cars, and probably should have mentioned this at the beginning, but also for the future that goes. With all the cars, we do the same thing. We put on semi-slicks. There's no full slicks. There's also no normal road tires or street tires or race tires. These are just semi-slicks. And also, we don't lower any cars, or, well, I'm talking like I own a garage, but we don't lower the cars except for the ones that look cool when they're lowered, but it has little impact on performance, like the C63S. Actually, talking about scores and comparing numbers, here we're going through the drift point score, and that's something we do actually measure. And this car ends with 2,000 drift points. The lower the better, which means I was drifting around less. Of course, this is subjective as I'm driving the car, but it still matters because it shows you around about how slippery a car is. And this one is on the very low end, actually the lowest one, the second lowest one we've recorded so far, the M5 taking the first place at 0. Now let's get back to this car. It has a beautiful 2.5 liter displacement, and you can hear that when I idle it, when we go to the top, it bubbles a little bit. It just sounds really nice. Yes, 1.4 tons is not a lot, and you can feel it up here on this road, as you can see. I'm just going absolutely ham, and I feel great. I feel super confident in this car. Here, getting really high scores in the speed trap, above 150 after the corner, or just about. That's really high. Matter of fact, we're going to be ending here, as you can see, with a very close, almost 152, 151.6. That leaves this car with the highest speed zone points ever, even though it has not the highest rating of all the cars. Please check it out in the Google Docs sheet. But yeah, so this car has handled the best so far of all the cars we've driven. And it gets there in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. That is also the lowest we've had so far. A second faster than the M4 Coupe 2014. So a really cool car. A really, really, really fast car, and lies in the corners great. So this one was a blast. And I'll see you in the next one. Listen to that sound.